Okay, so I was gonna do a different video about Olivia Rodrigo's career and her success with driver's license, but then Sabrina Carpenter released Skin, and y'all better call 911 on her because she committed murder.
Got my driver's license last week, something we always talked about, 'cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house.
Hey guys, it's Nathyyy. How are y'all doing? So if you've been living under a rock, this whole Sabrina x Joshua x Olivia drama is all anyone could talk about. And so I tried to research into this feud and the facts of this feud and the story behind it, but the information was all over the place. And I never found a video that really satisfied me. So here we are. In today's video, we will be talking about the feud between Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, and Joshua Bassett. So y'all better strap in because we're gonna be strolling through this feud, and I still don't have my driver's license. Okay, before we start, I just want to say that both Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter are amazing women, and this video is in no way intended to bash these amazing women and Joshua. Let me introduce the characters in the story first. Sabrina Annalyn Carpenter was born on May 11, 1999, which by the way we have the same birthday, so... And she is an actress and a singer who is signed to Hollywood Records. She has appeared in a lot of TV shows and movies, but she is best known for her work as Maya Hart in the Disney Channel series Girl Meets World. Sabrina has also done some work in the big screen for movies such as Horns, The Hate You Give, Adventures in Babysitting, Tall Girl, Work It, Clouds, and many others. She's also dabbled in some voice acting, like her recurring role as Princess Vivian in the Disney Channel animated series Sofia the First. Sabrina's released 1 EP and 4 studio albums: Eyes Wide, Evolution, Singular Act 1, and my personal favorite, Singular Act 2. I don't think you'll understand how obsessed I was with Singular Act 2, like, I had that shit on repeat. Anyways, Joshua Bassett was born on December 22, 2000, and he is an actor and singer. He is known for starring as Ricky Bowen in High School Musical, the series. In early 2020, Bassett signed with talent and entertainment company United Talent Agency, as well as signed a recording contract with Warner Records. He released his first single, Common Sense, on music platforms on April 3, 2020. And his second single, Anyone Else, was released on July 16, 2020. He's also expected to release his debut EP in early 2021, with the lead single, Lie Lie Lie, being released on January 14, 2021. And we will talk about the single later on. Olivia Rodrigo was born on February 20, 2003, and she is an actress and singer. She's part Filipino on her father's side. Hey! And part German and Irish on her mother's side. She is known for her roles as Paige Olivera on the Disney Channel series Bizarre Fark, which, fun fact, also starred everyone's favorite unproblematic YouTuber Jake Paul. And she also plays Nini Salazar Roberts on the Disney Plus series High School Musical, the series, wherein she met Joshua Bassett. Rodrigo signed with record labels Interscope Records and Geffen Records in 2020. So now that we are all caught up in the players of this feud, let's actually get into the meat of this fight. Before we start, I just want to say that all of my information came from regular article searching and to the YouTube accounts LeBlanc Updates and hsmtmts Updates. They were a big help in piecing together the timeline, so check their channels out. So before they started filming High School Musical, the series, on June 22, 2018, Olivia and Josh met at the Radio Disney Awards, wherein Olivia interviews him and a bunch of other people, and this is what happened.
You guys are in the club, Mickey. You're not in the Mickey Mouse Club, are you? No. He's an honorary Mickey Mouse Club member.
Honorary Mickey Mouse Club.
Who are you guys most excited to see tonight?
Ooh, Janet for sure.
Bro, Charlie Puth, I'm ready for it.
Sabrina Carpenter. I mean, I don't know.
She's gonna be here.
She's gonna be here.
Anyways, in High School Musical, the series, Olivia plays Nini, an ambitious musical theater geek who lands the role of Gabriella in the school production of High School Musical without breaking a sweat, and her ex-boyfriend Ricky lands the role of Troy. And this whole thing happens... I don't know, I haven't watched the show. Who's gonna check me? So Olivia and Joshua, whose characters date in High School Musical, the series, had people speculating if they were a thing in real life. I'm going to put clips of them here, which some people say are proof that they were dating. You can also skip to this time if you don't want to watch these clips.
For the series, they let us teenagers that kind of not really well. So that was.
Sorry, I cut you off. And
I've always been homeschooled. I never went to regular high school, but I feel like I have
just figure it out. So we're like, all right. So we put together a Count on Me, and she just figured out the harmonies right off the bat.
and we went in there and she crushed it, and it was amazing.
It's so funny. We have like debates on set all the time about who's Team EJ and who's Team Ricky. So it's fun. I'm excited to see what the people think too, what the viewers, who they side with.
A bunch of fun things. We are currently at Vivo recording some really cool music things that you guys are going to see later.
How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. How do you feel?
I feel great. It was so fun.
Like the audience sang along to the High School Musical song.
Yeah.
It was insane. In honor of today's special occasion, I am going to give some kindness to my dear person I've ever met, and I really appreciate how you see the world. Oh man.
We're going to jump a little bit forward in time, but on July 16, 2020, Joshua Bassett released Anyone Else, his second single, and the lyrics of the song is speculated to be about Olivia Rodrigo. He sang, "How am I supposed to think about anything else? How am I to go on keeping this to myself? I am done pretending I want anyone else, anyone else, anyone else." This is him explaining the meaning of the song.
The song Anyone Else came about when I found myself falling for somebody who I knew I couldn't be with, and my friend was telling me, well, you'll find someone else, and I was like, I don't want to be with anyone else, and that's kind of where it stemmed from, is, you know, that thing, like, how am I supposed to think about anything else, anyone else, and then the song kind of followed after that.
So my song Anyone Else is coming out on July 16th. It's a brand new song. No one's heard it before. You know, the message is pretty simple, as you know, it's like when you start to realize that you're falling in love with somebody and you don't know how to tell them, and maybe you can't be with them, and you're like, how am I supposed to think about anyone else? Like, you know, I think I went through a sort of experience where I was falling for this girl, and I knew that I couldn't be with her, and my friend was like, well, just you'll find someone else, and I'm like, I don't want anybody else, like, that's not what I want. That's, you know, so that's kind of the general core message of the song, but it's really fun, and I'm excited for people to hear it.
In an article with Euphoria magazine, Joshua says that he wrote Anyone Else before they were done filming. He says, "I wrote it in my Salt Lake City apartment, and then a couple of months later, after I was done filming and was in the studio, we were trying to come up with a song idea, and I said, oh, I have this one idea that I have had for a while. I started playing it, and it was literally like magic." So based on the song and lyrics, Joshua was referring to someone who he fell in love with, but was currently unavailable because the other person was in a relationship. And at the time of filming, Olivia was still dating her now ex, Ethan Wacker. Here's a clip of Ethan surprising Olivia on the set of High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Nothing much. I just wanted to tell you hi, and that you're so awesome, and that you need to look behind you.
Olivia and Ethan broke up around April to May of 2019, though we don't have an exact date. After they presumably broke up, on April 5, 2019, Joshua went on an Instagram live and Olivia joined the Instagram live. And once Olivia joined, Joshua started to sing this.
Lovely, if you could see what we see, you know you're like a movie, the ones that make believe. And I know you don't believe me, just hear the words I'm singing in this song I wrote for you.
Olivia also commented stop on the live while he was singing, which just solidifies the theory that the song was about her. Also in the song Anyone Else, Joshua sings, "And now the days are getting longer, I'm caught daydreaming of you, I'm still waiting for my happy ever after, when you're ready, I'll be ready too." I promise you guys I'll listen to the song. This verse might be referencing the fact that in California, the legal age of consent is 18, and Joshua was 19 and Olivia 17 at this time. So they legally had to wait or... But then something changed. Joshua and Olivia weren't seen hanging out or interacting as much as they used to with each other. On June 3, 2020, Joshua and Sabrina Carpenter made their first public appearance at a BLM protest. So the one with the gray t-shirt is Joshua Bassett and the one with the black hoodie is Sabrina Carpenter. And if you think this could just be anybody with blonde hair or brown curly hair, Sabrina posted an Instagram story which at least confirms that she was the one in the picture. On July 23, 2020, Olivia Rodrigo went on live and played a demo for a little song called Driver's License.
Got my driver's driver's license last week, something we always talked about. Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying cause you weren't around. And you're probably with that brunette girl, the one I always thought about. She's so much older than me, she's everything I'm insecure about. Yet today I drove through the suburbs, cause I couldn't fathom loving no one else. And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. And I don't believe you when you say I did nothing wrong. Oh, today I drove through the suburbs, cause I couldn't fathom loving no one else.
Notice the slight changes in lyrics from the official version. It used to be brunette girl, but then in the official version they changed it to blonde, which might be a reference to Sabrina's striking blonde hair. On August 17, 2020, Olivia went on TikTok to post this with the caption, "And that's on failed relationships." On the same day, she posted this pic on Instagram. Around this time, Joshua Bassett was seen hanging out with Sabrina Carpenter. Right before Olivia's TikTok on August 15, 2020, Sabrina Carpenter was seen in Studio City, California at Sweet Butter with her sister Sarah and, you guessed it, Nicki Minaj. Just kidding, it's obviously Joshua Bassett, I just had to mention Nicki Minaj somewhere. Anywho, they were seen at other places around this time. On September 16, 2020, Joshua posted a TikTok with a girl laughing at the side. People speculate that the girl laughing is Sabrina because their laughs sound so similar.
Hey, never mind. So when you're of age.
And they were seen hanging out before, so it's not that big of a reach. Going back to anyone else, Joshua released a music video at the same day of its release, which featured him and a girl's hand. Now if you look closely, the girl's nails looked eerily similar to Sabrina's nails, so we can safely assume it's her. There were other instances of them together which just really confirms that they were a thing. So we're gonna skip to 2021 when Olivia Rodrigo released Driver's License. Driver's License is the debut single by Olivia Rodrigo and it was released on January 8, 2021. The song blew up. And not like in a bad blew up, like it blew up. I remember seeing on my timeline this Olivia girl who was number 3 on iTunes behind Taylor Swift, and this was when I first knew about the song's existence. And it really took over the world. It topped both US and global Spotify charts for over a week, topped Apple Music charts, topped iTunes charts, number 1 in the UK, and the Rolling Stone charts. Wait, am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, and it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it is predicted to stay at number 1 for its second week. So since I assume all of you who are watching this video do not live under a rock, you probably have heard of this song already. This song came out of nowhere, and Olivia Rodrigo, a fairly unknown figure to a lot of us before the song, was doing and even surpassing main pop girl numbers for her debut single. My personal opinions on this song is, it's a good song. The part that really stands out for me in this song is the emotions. Like, the emotions Olivia conveys through her voice and the lyrics is just, I don't know, it just gets me all the time. It's such a powerful record. Especially the, "Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in the song about me." The song was clearly about Joshua Bassett. Olivia sang, "I got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I've drove through the suburbs, crying cause you weren't around." So on July 25, 2020, Olivia posted on her Instagram her passing her driver's test. This is also probably a reference to Joshua Bassett, as Olivia has talked about them driving in previous interviews.
So I also got the chance to co-write a song with my co-star Joshua Bassett. It's called Just for a Moment. And I remember the day that we found out that they chose the song and that it was going to be in the show. We celebrated and we went to In-N-Out, and I couldn't drive actually. I was 16, but I didn't have my my permit, and so he took me in his car and we like drove around the In-N-Out parking lot, and that was my first time driving, so I'll always remember that.
And you're probably with that blonde girl who always make me doubt. She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. Yet today I drove through the suburbs. 'Cause how could I ever love someone else? So earlier in the video, I played a demo version of Driver's License, and in that demo, she sang,
And you're probably with that brunette girl, the one I always thought about.
Because of the lyric change, we can safely assume that this lyric is about Sabrina Carpenter. This is confirmed by the other lyrics. She's so much older than me, as Olivia is 17 while Sabrina is 21. Olivia then sings later in the chorus, guess you didn't mean what you wrote in the song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. This could be a reference to Joshua's previous songs Common Sense and Anyone Else. Also, they're both songwriters, so they probably wrote some songs in private for each other that we don't know about. So this song blows up, that we know about. And of course, people want to know who the song is about and the backstory behind the song. And as they started to connect the dots, I don't know why, but the blame and hate was put on Sabrina for some reason. They made her out to be a homewrecker. When I heard the song and the headlines and the tweets, I thought Joshua cheated with Sabrina or something crazy for all this attention to be put on them. But when I started to research and get into the song's history, it wasn't even like that. That's not even what Olivia was trying to say in the song. But Sabrina was labeled as the blonde girl or the other girl, and she was sent literal death threats when there is no evidence that she even did anything bad other than date Joshua Bassett. Olivia says in a Billboard interview, I totally understand people's curiosity with the specifics of who the song's about and what it's about. That's really the least important part of the song. It's resonating with people because of how emotional it is, and I think everything else is not important. Anyways, after the song's release, Joshua goes on his Insta stories to support Olivia, saying, then afterwards, he announced on January 12, he will release his song Lie 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 1 week after Driver's License. Joshua Bassett's Lie 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 is the lead single for his upcoming EP. And many people thought this was a response to Olivia's Driver's License song. But a lot of fans were quick to point out that this was a song he has been working on for years before Driver's License. And he said the inspiration of the song was about a friend, not Olivia. Joshua first shared the snippet of the song back in November 8, 2019. A whole year before Olivia even shared the snippet of Driver's License.
Lying to yourself, like everyone else, only think about yourself, darling, what the hell? I know what you're saying, buddy, I hope that it makes you happy, can't seem to get me off your mind. Oh, I know you're lying through your teeth, told them the lies that you told me, I've had enough of it this time. La 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 la. Go ahead and try. It won't work this time. Kiss your ass good. Bye. I'll kiss your ass goodbye.
Though there are countless evidence that this song was created before Driver's License, listening to this song, you could have swore that this song is a response to Driver's License because of how much it just fits in the situation. And even if fans say, oh, it's not about Olivia, he's been planning to release it for months. Let's be honest, guys. He knew what he was doing releasing the song with the timing. And so did this label. So you know the drama, though still hot, was cooling down a bit. And then Sabrina Carpenter, who by the way was silent throughout 2021, teased and announced a new song called Skin. When I first heard the song, guys, I had my mouth open the whole time. I was speechless because whether you think Sabrina was in the right for releasing the song or not, whether it was morally correct or not, we can all agree that the song is brutal. Like, I don't know why, but this song is so much more harder than a lot of rap diss tracks. Sabrina sang, maybe we could have been friends if I met you in another life. So Sabrina is saying here that if the circumstances were different, they could have been friends. She then sings, maybe then we could pretend there's no gravity and the words be right. Maybe you didn't mean it. Maybe blonde was the only rhyme. So this is a clear response to Olivia's lyric towards Sabrina. And you're probably with that blonde girl. I think people fail or ignore to bring this lyric up. maybe then we could pretend there's no gravity in the words we write. Because whatever Olivia's intention was with her lyric, she still, indirectly, caused this massive hate towards Sabrina. I'll get into my feelings and opinions later, but then Sabrina sings, "Want my heart to be breaking, breaking, no. I'm happy and you hate it, oh. And I'm not asking you to let it go. But you've been telling your side, so I'll be telling mine, oh." Which he then followed with, "You can try to get under my skin while he's on mine. Yeah, all of my skin. I wish you knew that even you can get under my skin if I don't let you in." When I say I had my mouth open for the first time I heard this, I meant that shit. I still don't know what to say, guys. I'm still speechless. She came for blood in this record. Sabrina continues with, "You're telling it how you see it. Like the truth is whatever you decide. Some people will believe it, and some people will read in between the lines. You're putting me in the spotlight, but I've been under it all my life. All my life. I just hope that one day we both can laugh about it when it's not in our face. Won't have to dance around it." I think this is also a very important line. Sabrina really isn't angry with Olivia. It's just that, as I said, Sabrina received a lot of unnecessary hate because of Olivia's one lyric, whether it was intentional or not. And then, the smoking gun lyric is at the bridge when she says, "Don't drive yourself insane. It won't always be this way." That is clearly a reference to Olivia's driver's license song. I mean, I don't even have to explain it to you guys. I mean, it's common sense at this point. So what are my thoughts on this whole feud? Well, my first thought is, no one deserves the hate. Whether it is Olivia, Sabrina, or Joshua, none of them deserve any hate. I think they're all very talented people and they are allowed to express themselves however they want in their music. They are allowed to express themselves and their emotions through music. And that's my second point. All of them have the right to say whatever they want to say in their songs. Sabrina had every right to clap back at Olivia, Joshua had every right releasing his song, and Olivia had every right to talk about Joshua and reference Sabrina. But my main critique for Olivia is that she knew Sabrina was getting dragged through the mud and she didn't do anything. She didn't say or do nothing. Nada. Yes, Olivia's lyric is almost like a compliment to Sabrina if you really come to think about it. And I don't think Olivia meant to get Sabrina hated on with her lyric, but that's not what happened. As Olivia said in her interview, "I totally understand people's curiosity with the specifics of who the song's about and what it's about. That's really the least important part of the song. It's resonating with people because of how emotional it is. And I think everything else is not important." And I get what Olivia was trying to say here. People should focus on the music instead of the backstory of the music. But the reason the specifics of the song isn't important to Olivia is because she's not the one getting hated on. She's being thrown flowers and praise and so much acclaim while Sabrina's getting egged on. And I'm so tired of people making Olivia into a defenseless child. First of all, Olivia is 17, turning 18. She is not a child anymore. And her one lyric, whether it was intentional or not, sent massive hate towards Sabrina. Hold Olivia accountable for at least a part of the hate Sabrina got. And Olivia should have told her fans and other people to stop hating on Sabrina. She should have stood up for her, or at least acknowledged the hate she got. But Olivia didn't. Now, I'm not saying we should pivot our hate towards Olivia. No, that's not what I'm saying. And we should acknowledge too how the other parties, Sabrina and Joshua, are benefiting from this. Also, I'm seeing a lot of Sabrina hate tweets today. Leave my girl alone. As I said in my tweet, Sabrina said what the fuck she said. Don't act like Olivia's blonde lyric didn't send massive hate towards Sabrina. As she said, maybe then we can pretend there's no gravity in the words we write. Because think about it. Sabrina and Joshua never went public with their relationship. So imagine that. Sabrina and Joshua were just chilling in their relationship and then Olivia releases a song that put a spotlight on their relationship which they clearly didn't want to be broadcasted. All the while Sabrina gets a ton of hate for one lyric. What would you feel? Because imagine if you had a boyfriend or girlfriend and their ex wrote a song about them and somehow I get the short end of the stick, I'm gonna be on that boy's neck. I don't care. People are making it seem that Olivia said one thing about Sabrina and it was nice and Sabrina came with a whole ass diss track. I mean, yeah, that's true. Olivia said one thing about Sabrina. But that one line led to Sabrina being called the homewrecker, being labeled as a blonde girl, and being sent literal death threats. Like, literal death threats, guys. Like, why? Sabrina, though I admit the chorus was a bit unnecessary, was just merely defending herself from Olivia and the trolls. And as I said, the song isn't just about Olivia, it is also about her haters. Okay, so while editing the video, Sabrina Carpenter did address the situation and the song, saying, "Thank you to everyone who has listened to Skin, especially those who have opened their mind to lyrically what I was trying to get across. I wasn't bothered by a few lines in a open close parenthesis magnificent song and wrote a diss track about it. I was at a tipping point in my life for countless reasons. So I was inspired to do what I usually do to cope. Write something that I wish I could have told myself in the past. People can only get to you if you give them the power to, and a lot of people were trying to get to me. The song isn't calling out one single person. Some lines address a specific situation, while other lines address plenty of other experiences I've had this past year. It also shows that many things have actually gotten under my skin, and I'm still learning not to give other people so much power over my feelings. And I know a lot of you struggle with the same thing. I don't want this to become an endless cycle, so please don't take this as an opportunity to send more hate anyone's way. Lots of love to you all. Thanks for letting me grow." So in the statement, Sabrina Carpenter basically just confirms or supports a lot of the things I have said. She didn't write a diss track towards Olivia Rodrigo. This song addresses a lot of things Sabrina Carpenter has experienced over the past few years. As she said, she was at a tipping point in her life, so also Sabrina compliments Olivia's song by saying that the song was magnificent. In conclusion, this Sabrina x Olivia x Joshua drama doesn't even matter, because it's probably just a PR stunt. And they're probably orchestrating this whole thing. And we're looking like clowns following this drama. Let's touch the grass together. Just kidding, y'all, I'm just joking. But my real conclusion is, art is art. And people are allowed to express their emotions and story through art. But remember, there are consequences in our expressing of art. And if we're not careful or we don't acknowledge it, people will be affected. But I still love all of these artists, so don't hate on me, y'all. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, do all the necessary YouTube stuff, like the video, comment, subscribe. You do you guys. Click somewhere here to watch my Nicki Minaj v Lil Kim video, wherein I explain the drama and feud between these rap icons. Also, for people who are anticipating my Nicki v Remy video, don't worry guys, it is coming. I'm working on it. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel if you really want that. So anyways guys, bye.